Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a 15 random things about me tag video, and I'm also doing it while I eat my dinner tonight. So it's sort of a mukbang Q&A type thing. That's the effect that I'm going for here anyway. I've been trying to film this for the last few days, this video, and I just haven't been in the mood for it, and I thought, you know what, why not just do it while I have my dinner tonight and make it a mukbang, and you know, I concentrate better when I'm eating my dinner, when I'm eating any kind of food actually, and it just, I'm not in the mood for making just a sit down, talk to the camera type video, you know, like I do with my Slimming World updates. Anyway, here we are. So a couple of weeks ago now, Fiona from Our Crazy Life Scotland, I will leave her channel linked below, she tagged me in this 15 random things about me video. And like I said, I've been meaning to film it for the last few days, especially over the last couple of weeks actually. And this is me getting round to it now. So I have 15 questions to answer, and I'm also going to do it while I have my tea, like I said. So tonight, I ordered a takeaway. Don't hate me, Slimming World people. My mum kindly gave us a gift card. You would have seen that in a vlog a couple of days ago. My mum gave us a Just Eat gift card, and Ali wanted it tonight. In fact, he wanted it a few nights ago, but I decided I was trying to be on plan on Sunday, so I'm doing it. I'm doing it tonight. Anyway, we ordered from a place called the Cheeky Chicken in Bonnyrigg, if anybody knows our area at all. I haven't ordered from there for a long time. I don't think I've ordered from there since I started Slimming World. It's sort of like a KFC type style place. It is really nice. It is a bit expensive. I mean, it's on the same price range as KFC. The food's quite good, but like I said, I just haven't ordered since I've been on Slimming World. If I do get a takeaway, it's usually Chinese or Domino's since I've been on Slimming World. So what I'm having tonight is, this is a zinger burger with it. Is this upside down? I can't tell what way it goes because actually it's like two bottoms of a roll. Can you see that? That's like two bottoms. But it's a zinger burger with mayonnaise obviously, and it's got hash brown on it. Yum, I love hash browns. Got chips, and I've got a few onion rings. We shared out the onion rings between us. I don't know if I'm going to eat it all, but I'll give it a good bash. It's basically free food because my mum gave us the gift card. Ali's basically got the exact same as me. He's on his Xbox talking to his pals, so I just let him do away. He's also got a Belgian waffle with some ice cream and chocolate sauce for afters. I haven't got anything else like that. Mark got just 6 pieces of chicken and some fries. I did get a drink with this, but they only let me choose between Diet Pepsi, Pepsi, Tango and 7-Up, so they didn't have my Iron Brew. I did order a Diet Pepsi, but I've got plenty of Iron Brew in the house, so Diet Pepsi's in the fridge and I'm having some Iron Brew with it. Anyway, let's get on with this video. Should I take a bite first? Let's see. This is so confusing. It's like two bottoms of the roll, look. Good burger. Right, first question. I've not got any tissues. First question is, when was the last time you cried? And I think it was just a few nights ago actually. It wasn't like a proper cry for any reason. I was watching Grey's Anatomy, and if any of you guys are familiar with Grey's Anatomy, it was the episode, I don't know what season it was, but it was the episode where Richard's wife Adele dies, and it was at Bailey and Ben's wedding, and it was just really sad, and I had a little bubble. Even though I've seen it probably 10 times already, it just made me real bubble still. But as for the last time I had a proper cry, it would probably be when my gran was in the hospital and I was all upset and worried and anxious about that. It would probably be the last time I had a cry that wasn't because of a TV show or hormones, watching adverts or anything like that. The second question is, What's the first thing you notice about people? I actually have no idea. Like, since I watched Fiona's video, I have been people watching and thinking, what am I noticing? What is the first thing I notice? And genuinely, I think the first thing I notice is if they're male or female. Like, I don't know what else I notice about them at first. Maybe their hair colour or the hairstyle or something, or what they're wearing. I don't know, but I was like, what's the first thing I notice? And it does come down to, oh, that's a man or that's a woman. Really? Such a vague answer, but I genuinely don't know. Let's have an onion ring. What's the furthest you've ever been away from home? I've never been out of Europe. I think the furthest we've been is Greece or Corfu. Yeah, been to Spain and Italy and Greece. Yeah, Corfu. Oh, what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a stage manager in theatres and stuff like that, and I actually started studying that at university, but I ended up switching courses because I really just didn't like, this is going to sound really bad, it's going to make me sound really bad, but I just didn't really like the people that I was surrounded with in that environment. Like, they were all lovey-dovey, theatre darling type people, and it just wasn't me. Like, I loved the whole stage management thing and what I was doing. It was just the type of people, and obviously we had a lot to do with the performance arts people, this backstage people and all that, and I felt this. I used to do quite a lot of work experience. I would write away to quite a lot of the local theatres in and around Edinburgh, and I would do work experience during the summer so that I had something for my university application. And I knew that I wasn't comfortable around these people then, but I think just because I was so young and naive and I wanted to do this as a living, this is what I thought I wanted to do, I just, didn't think too much about it. But the more I got into my university course, the more I was just like, oh no, this is just not me. I'm not comfortable around these people. I don't know, because they weren't bad people. That's like, I'm not saying that they were bad people, they just weren't my type of person. I'm much more homely and family orientated and down to earth. They were nice people. Nobody ever done anything bad to me. I just want to say that. Nobody ever done anything bad. Nobody was ever nasty, wasn't bullied or anything like that. It just, and I'm doing a really bad job of explaining it, but they weren't my type of people. So I switched to theatre studies and English at uni, and I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with that. I thought I was going to be a retail manager for a while, which was good. It was good, but retail's not my favourite job in the world. I'm not gonna lie. Even the job that I have now, I do like the job that I have now. I prefer it a lot to any of the other retail jobs that I've had before. Yeah, that's what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be a stage manager, and it just never happened. Number 5 is, what were your favourite and worst subjects at school? My favourite subject was, I can't choose. It was either home economics or drama. I really loved both those classes all throughout high school, and actually it was a lot to do with the teachers. I seem to have the same home economics teachers, the 2 teachers. I mean, there was more than 2 teachers, but I seem to have the same 2 for the 6 years that I was at high school. And for drama, there was only 2 teachers for drama, and I really liked all 4 of those teachers that I had for home economics and drama, and they made the subjects more fun and interesting, and not like that we were just there to study. They just made them good subjects to go to. I always looked forward to those subjects. My worst subject, I don't have a subject that I hated. I don't have any classes that I hated, and I don't have any teachers that I hated either, actually, from what I can remember. But I think my worst subject was reflected in my exam results. My worst result for my standard grades, this is me showing my age. For my standard grades, I got a 3 for maths. That was my worst subject. That was my worst result. So I guess going by that, maths was my worst subject, which is really funny because it's Ali's best subject. What name choices did you have for your kids? I've only got one kid. I don't know if I did have any girls' names picked out for Ali. I genuinely can't remember any girls' names that I had picked out for Ali, because I always remember feeling that he was a boy. Like, I always had an inkling that I was having a boy, and I don't know if it was because at that time by the way, the boys outweighed the girls in my family. Sorry, the boys outnumbered the girls in my family. I don't know if it was because of that, or I just don't know. I can't explain it. I just always had this inkling that Ali was a boy. And I had the blood test. I can't remember how many weeks it is you get this blood test, but it tells you if you're high risk of having a baby with Down syndrome. I don't even know if you still get that blood test. This was 12 years ago, over 12 years ago I'm talking. And that came back saying that I was actually high risk of having a child with Down syndrome. So they offered me an amniocentesis, which I took. I didn't take it because I was going to abort my child. I took it because I would rather know if they were going to have Down syndrome and I could be prepared for what was going to happen, rather than learn it all when the baby arrived. So I got the amniocentesis. Obviously Ali does not have Down syndrome, but when they sent me the paperwork back for that, by the way, they did tell me this at the amniocentesis. They told me that I could find out the gender of the baby, and I did not want to know. I did not want to know what Ali was going to be until he came out. And I got the paperwork back for the amniocentesis to say that everything was fine, and on the paperwork it said gender boy. So I knew Ali was a boy. I was a little bit annoyed that I had found out that way, but at the end of the day, I was just more relieved and happy that he was healthy and we weren't going to have to go through this thing with the Down syndrome and that I thought I was going to possibly have to go through. So, because we knew he was a boy, at that point, I started talking about baby names, and I really wanted to call him Alistair after my dad's best friend. I always call him my uncle, as many people do. He was my dad's best friend, Alistair, and he had passed away a few years before Ali was born, and we were really close. Not just him with my family, like he was always at our house when I was a kid. That's all I can remember is Alistair being at our house. We took holidays together and lots of day trips and all that, and I just really wanted to call Ali after Alistair. But his dad didn't like that name, but his dad did say, I wouldn't mind Ali because Ali McCoist was my hero growing up. Now, I don't even know how we arrived at that because he was a Hearts fan. And Ali McCoist played for Rangers, but because it was like a name, or one of the only names, I can't remember all the other names we went through, that we both liked and we both agreed on, and it would still have meaning for both of us. It was Ali after his dad's childhood hero, blah de blah de blah, and it was Ali shortened from Alistair after my uncle Alistair. So that is how we arrived at the name Ali, and there you go. Do you have any bad habits? I have way too many bad habits. I smoke. I chew my lips and the inside of my mouth. That's mostly an anxiety thing when I just sit and chew my lips and everything. I probably burp too much, fart too much, I swear too much. Oh God, I don't know. There's too many bad habits to list. Do you have any tattoos? Yep, I have 2 tattoos. Both gifts from my brother Stuart. I got my first one when I was 19, and I'll insert pictures or a clip of them. It's just here on my shoulder. I lived in London at the time and I wanted like something that represented family and friends, all my people back in Edinburgh, well, Midlothian. I wanted something that would represent that, so I just got like a little heart with a Chinese symbol in it for love, so that meant everybody. So I wasn't being specific to my mum, my dad, my brothers, my friends, my granny, my granddad, blah blah. It was a big umbrella thing for everybody that was back here, and that was just as a reminder of my home basically. And that was when I was 19, did I say that? And then when I was 21, no, I think I've got my dates wrong. I think I'm lying. I think this was when I was 21. Yeah, this was when I was 21. And the only reason I've just clicked on that was because when I went to get my ankle tattoo, my brother's girlfriend came with me to get her tattoo for their youngest son, Ryan. So it was before I was pregnant with Ali, so it must have been when I was 24, 25. Yeah. Anyway, so I've got a little thistle. Again, I wanted something that represented my country when I lived in London, so I've got a little thistle on my ankle. Do you have a middle name? I like the onion rings. Wait a minute. My middle name is Dunlop. If you have been following me on this channel for a while, you'll know that I have two dads. My birth dad is still alive and well, and I see him regularly. Not at the minute, but I do usually go and see him at least every second weekend. And his surname is Dunlop. And many moons ago, when my mum got remarried to my stepdad, Doogie, who passed away, oh God, 11 years ago it'll be this year. He passed away 11 years ago. But when my mum got married to him, he officially adopted me and my younger brothers, and we changed our names by deed poll to Innes. But when we done that, I think I was 16 at the time. So I said to my mum and my stepdad, I don't call him my stepdad, I'm just doing it for this video. I said to them, I still want to keep Dunlop as my middle name. So my name's Tracy Dunlop Innes, and both the surnames are really special because they represent both my dads, one of whom is no longer here with us. What is your favourite perfume? That's an easy one. It is Black Opium by YSL. I love it. And close second and third to that is Flower Bomb and Bon Bon by Victor and Rolf. I love all those three perfumes. What is your favourite film? I can't even answer that question. That question is ridiculous. There are too many films to have a favourite. I have been thinking about this since Fiona tagged me in that video, and I genuinely cannot think of a film that's my favourite. So, I think I'll just tell you a few of my favourites. I absolutely watched to death in my early teenage years, before that as well actually, but in my teenage years, I became really obsessed with Grease and Grease 2. I love both the movies, and I can still watch those movies to this day. I love them so much. And with that, Dirty Dancing, oh my God, can't beat Dirty Dancing. And I really love this film called Overboard, if anybody's heard of that. And that's a film, my dad really used to like Goldie Hawn. My dad that passed away, my stepdad, he used to have a thing for Goldie Hawn, so we used to watch that quite a lot when I was younger. I remember that, so I love that film because it's like a memory. It really brings back good memories. I love that film for that reason, but I can still watch it. It's a good film. I'm trying to think of any other films. Sister Act because of my dad again, the memory thing and the special meaning. My dad loved Sister Act. He also loved Apollo 13, but because I'm not a big fan of that movie, it's not on my list. Obviously, I love all the Avengers movies, especially Avengers Endgame. You guys already know that. And I really, really like Shawshank Redemption and Sleepers, if any of you guys have ever seen them. I really like the movies, but they're movies that you have to watch when you're in the mood to watch them because they're quite dark and twisty. Try to think of any other ones that I need to make a special mention to. There's just too many movies. I can't list all the movies that I love, and there's just not one. I can't even do a top 10. I couldn't even put a top 10 in order. There's just too many movies that I love. I also really enjoy Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because that was the very first movie that I ever went to see at the cinema with my gran and my mum. Question number 12 is, how tall are you? I believe I'm 5'6". I'm really not 100% sure. I have not measured myself since I was at the midwife and I was pregnant with Ali, so 12, 13 years ago. I remember she said I was 5'6" because she actually said I was 6'5", and I was like, really? I'm not 6'5", and she was like, oh sorry, I mean 5'6". So always remember that. That sticks in my head. I think I'm 5'6". God, I really should measure myself, right? Number 13 is, what is your biggest downfall? I think we all know the answer here. Not onion rings, food. And also not having enough confidence in myself. Number 14 is, what is the worst pain you've ever felt? And I don't know, the worst 3 pains I've ever experienced in my life are giving birth, my backache. It makes it sound lame, but it really was agony when I first went through my back pain. I could barely walk. I walk like I'd shit myself. I could barely shit myself because I couldn't get on the toilet. Honestly, I had to hover over the toilet because there was only so far I could kind of crouch. If I lay down, I couldn't get up. I had to roll off the couch and just eventually work it out. And same on my bed. Oh God, it was horrible. And the other one is having an abscess, tooth pain. Pardon me, I'm burping now. And I do think if I could choose one that I 100% would never go through again, I think it would be the abscess, the tooth pain, because no, that was probably the worst. I mean, they were all bad pains, but I think number one worst pain I've ever felt would be this. Couldn't speak, my ears were killing me, my head was killing me, even my throat was killing me, and I don't know if it was because I was crying or whatever when I was going through that, but like it was just everything in my head. I could not think straight or anything. It was just horrible, and the only way to deal with it, because even when I was taking the antibiotics and the painkillers and stuff, it only numbed it for a little while. It did not ever disappear. I used to have to put a hot water bottle on my face to get to sleep. It was the only way to soothe it enough for me to get to sleep. It was horrible. Like the back pain, when I was taking the painkillers, the stronger painkillers, and that eventually went away for a good little while. I got some respite from that pain. The same way labour, eventually I got an epidural and I was put out of that pain. And the other thing with giving birth as well is even if I had to go through that, and even when I was experiencing all the pains and all that, I wasn't too worried about the pain because I knew that eventually that would be over and I would have Ali at the end of it. I knew that wasn't going to be continuous or never ending. Like with the back pain and the toothache and that, I was worried, when is this going to end? Like, am I ever going to get free from this pain? Yeah, so toothache. And question 15, and our final question is what... Oh no, I'm dreading this question. What's your most embarrassing moment? Oh, I don't even think I've told anybody this. I mean, people know that it happened because they were there, but... Okay, so I'm hoping some women can relate to this, but I was 18 at the time, guys, and it was in my first year at uni, and it was at Halsey Residence. I remember it vividly. So it was a lovely sunny day, not unlike it is today, and I was out in just denim shorts and a t-shirt, and I hadn't realised that I had came on to my time of the month. I hadn't realised that that had happened. And I just remember sitting there, and like there was picnic benches all about the courtyard at my Halsey residence, and we were all just sitting there, and I just remember one of the guys, and I remember his name, I'm not going to name and shame though, but I was sitting opposite him, and I remember him doing this weird thing, like where he really leaned back and he like looked under the table, and that I was like, what the hell is he looking at? Because I was right opposite him and I didn't clock. And then maybe 2 or 3 minutes after that, we all got up because it was dinner time, and we got our meals for dinner time in the canteen type place. We got them every day, so we went over there, and then I remember somebody else like looking at me funny, and I was just like, why are people looking at me funny? And I kind of like sat down with my meal, and I just remember thinking, looking down and just seeing, you know, what I saw, and I was just mortified, and I was too scared to get up because I was like, everybody's gonna see. I have to, like, I was like here, right, and the doors were at the other end of the bloody hall, and there were so many people to pass to actually walk past and see that. Like, I didn't even have a hoodie or a jacket or anything on. I literally just had a t-shirt on, and I couldn't hide it, and I was absolutely mortified. So I basically like said to my roommate, because she was a few minutes behind me, a few minutes after I'd realised what had happened, and I was thinking, I'm going to have to stay here until everybody else leaves, and I'm going to have to be the last one out. And but then who's going to be out in the courtyard? Like, honestly, I was nearly in tears, like mortified. But luckily my roommate, well, she wasn't my roommate at that time, she was my roommate in second year, but she was in the same hall as me, and she came a little while later, and I was just like, I told her, because she's the only person I was comfortable telling, and I told her what had happened. So she ran back to her room, and she got like a hoodie and that I could tie around, so I didn't have to go past everybody, and I felt much better. But I literally got in my room and I was crying with mortification, and she was saying, don't worry about it, it happens to everybody. And I'm just like, does it though? Does it? These things always happen to me. Not that was, I mean, I've came on and not realised that it's happened before, but it's never happened where it's went all the way through my clothes or anything. I always got it and been able to put sanitary products on, but that was just vividly embarrassing. And I don't think I ever want to tell that story again, because it's mortifying. I've probably went red telling you guys that story. I was going to say my things went off, but there's actually no more questions. I don't want to leave you with that horrible, embarrassing story though, so I'll tell you another embarrassing thing that I've done. It happened quite a few times, and it's more light-hearted. But when I worked in Debenhams, I worked in the office, and my manager's name was Brian, and a few times I turned around and I either called him Babe or Dad. Never by his name. No, I did call him by his name, but a few times it happened when I was calling him Babe or Dad, and I was mortified because I call Ali Babe constantly. I think the Babe one was more mortifying than the Dad one, so I'm glad I'm away from there and I'm not having to deal with calling my boss Babe or Dad or whatever anymore. By the way, those chips don't look very appetising, but they are so nice. They're definitely better than chippy chips. And actually I thought it was going to be like, excuse me, McDonald's fries or whatever, but they're actually really nice chips. I'm loving them. It's not very often that I get to have chips that aren't Slimming World chips, so I'm appreciating them. Maybe that's the reason I'm loving them. And I've only ever taken one bite from a burger, so I'm going to take another bite. Still no hash brown. Anyway guys, I would like to tag a couple of people to answer these same questions that I've just answered. But, I mean, naturally I would always tag Fiona, but she's already done it. And Trudy Beanie, I know Fiona tagged her as well, so she's already done it. But Emma from Emma Slimming World at Home, I'm going to tag you in it. And I think Kaz from Life with Kaz, I'm going to tag you in it too. So you ladies, I will be looking forward to seeing what your answers are. And hopefully you'll make the video, because Emma usually just makes what I eat in a day videos. So I hope you make the video, Emma. But if you don't want to make the video, why don't you just answer it down below in the comments, all the questions. Anyway guys, thank you so much for joining me while I eat my dinner tonight and answer some questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.